All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this daily forecast for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be Tuesday, August 25th. So let's start by looking at the economic calendar. Today we had Scott Bessent talking, didn't really move the markets, so nothing to see here. And then tomorrow we actually have the Australian dollar CPI and consumer confidence. So overall, I think these are some good news coming out, and so we should get some decent volatility. I'm expecting a good day tomorrow. Now, if we look at the charts, we have the dollar right here. So right now, the dollar got the retracement back inside the daily fair value gap, which we can push higher from. But I still think we should get a deeper retracement inside this daily fair value gap. Why? Because just all of this momentum going lower, now we've reached a major level, which is the 0.75 level, and it seems like we are respecting it very heavily. And so at some point, because in this entire move going lower, we didn't get much of retracements, right? Like when price was down here, we didn't get a retracement back all the way to the fair value area, for example. So what I'm trying to say is that right now we can expect a deeper retracement, at least I think until we reach this fair value area. Okay? So I'm expecting higher prices tomorrow on the dollar. I could be very wrong, by the way. We could just start going lower from here. But the most likely thing, the thing that seems the most likely to me right now is higher prices, at least until we reach this. Okay? So, yeah, tomorrow I would say higher prices here on the dollar. So that means that if we're looking for higher prices, that means that we want to be looking at USDCHF. USDCHF didn't really do anything today, but we have this 4-hour fair value gap right here, and that could price higher. I do like this here. At least until we reach the context high on the 4-hour, which is this high right there. So yeah, I do like this. See what happens. Well, I think we just got this thing inside that fair value gap, or we're very close to getting it. So let's see if we can get a clean setup coming out of this 4-hour fair value gap. I think there could be an interesting possibility here. Well, an interesting opportunity, sorry, here on USDCHF. But that's only and only if the dollar actually starts moving higher. Because if it starts moving lower, then this whole theory is invalidated. Okay? So only USDCHF tomorrow for the majors. Now the metals, looking at gold. So today we reached the 0.75 level, like I was expected it to. And right now we created a daily fair value gap. So right there. So even though we are respecting that 0.75 level. So right now, the next logical target is the golden level, or we should say probably the fair value gap. So right now, I'm seeing lower prices on gold tomorrow. I think that's what would make the the most sense, stinging back into that daily fair value gap. And it also agrees with the dollar because the dollar should be moving higher tomorrow. So lower prices on gold do make sense. And then if you look at silver, same thing. We didn't get the sting back inside this daily fair value gap yet, but we can still do so. So again, even though we got massive consolidation today on silver, I'm still expecting lower prices tomorrow for sure. Yeah, lower prices until we reach that daily fair value gap, of course. So that's it for the metals. Now moving on to crude oil. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you something interesting here on crude oil. So you see we have, well, I'm going to remove some stuff here. We have this Fibonacci that I drew out a long time ago. It's been on the charts for a few weeks now. Um, it's basically calculating the size of this range right here. And we got the retracement back into it, we came to the 0.75 level, and then we rejected. So this range has been used, right? It's the 0.5 golden level and then 0.75 have been used. So right now we have this range on the daily time frame that I think it's interesting to look at right here. So the retracement we got today after reaching this high is not a surprise. That's what I said yesterday. I said I wouldn't be surprised to see price retrace all the way back to $84 a barrel, which corresponds with this swing low right here. And so I got it right because we did get some lower prices today. Now, if you look at this range, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we drop all the way down to even lower than that. So like $80 a barrel, $81 a barrel, around the golden level, that zero point 0.5 level, this area, we could also sweep this swing low. This area does look very interesting to, well, go down to then continue higher. I think that's the path forward here for crude oil. So there's two scenarios. Either we sweep this high, this swing low, sorry, and we continue higher, or we sweep this one right here. But it's going to be one of these two. So tomorrow, until we reach that first swing low, lower prices, and then we'll reassess further during the week. So that's the plan here on crude oil. Now moving on to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin delivered today from that daily fair value gap to this target right here with this context high. Right now, it does seem like we are sweeping it. So we'll have to see if we can continue lower from here or if we're just going to keep pushing higher here on Bitcoin. But if we do reach like this high, for example, I would start getting very worried about Bitcoin. Well, worried, depending on your perspective, but I want to see lower prices on Bitcoin at least until we reach 50K. That's my buying price. And so right now this price moving, higher so fast is a little bit concerning, but should start going lower at some point. Maybe even tomorrow. We'll see. But right now, yeah, I'm gonna say lower prices tomorrow on Bitcoin. Because remember, we are in the third candle consolidation and we swept the previous week's high. Now, I think price will head lower from here. So I'm pretty sure about this. Bearish here on Bitcoin. Now, moving on to the indices, we have the S&P today. We went lower, swept the previous week's low, and now we are respecting it a little bit, but it's nothing to be concerned about. I think tomorrow we can just simply continue lower on the S&P. And what's the next target here? Well, the next target would simply be the next daily fair value gap down here. That's my target. Then Nasdaq, also very bearish today. On the 4-hour, don't have a 4-hour fair value gap. That's okay. Yeah, I think tomorrow again we can just keep going lower until we reach that swing low. Now, how do we get there? That's a different story. But we can look at this range here. Yeah, it's honestly it's not too clear. I don't know from where exactly we could start going lower. But we'll see. We'll see. But overall, lower prices tomorrow. If you do spot an opportunity to go short, if we create a 4-hour fair value gap, for example, or even just a 1-hour fair value gap, there could be an opportunity short term to continue lower. So overall, lower prices on all the indices tomorrow. Then the crosses, yeah, it does seem like the JPY pairs want to reach back inside this weekly fair value gap because this daily fair value gap didn't hold. It's honestly completely disrespected. Then GBP, JPY, this one is different. It seems like we are respecting this right now. So, yeah. little bit different than Canadian dollar JPY, but still, I do think that a retracement back inside the weekly fair value gap is most likely. Yeah, same thing here. And then this one, whoa, this one created a daily fair value gap. Okay, well, the JPY pairs are not ready yet. I have to be honest here. They're not ready. They don't all agree, and I don't like that. I don't like that. So let's keep them on the interest list because there could still be an opportunity coming up. Just I would want to wait, uh, give it a little bit more time to mature and to develop a little bit. And when we get a clear idea of what price wants to do, then then I'll let you know for sure. After that, we have New Zealand dollar CHF, which looks really good. Again, we did create that daily fair value gap. Beautiful. We have the context target up here, and we have a huge fair value gap to reach in the form of a quarterly fair value gap that's up there. So yeah, I do like this a lot, and we just got this thing inside the daily fair value gap. This could play out very soon, guys. Keep an eye on New Zealand dollar CHF. It looks very good, I'm not gonna lie. All right, moving on to GBP Canadian dollar. Um, okay, that's a bit weird. We were not expecting that at all. We were expecting price to reach down into this quarterly fair value gap, I believe. No, it's a monthly. We were expecting price to reach all the way back down inside the monthly fair value gap, but today we got a huge up candle with a gap, an opening gap to the upside. So this is not good anymore. I'm removing it. Euro, New Zealand dollar. Okay, this one, we've been waiting for this pair for a very long time. I think now could be the time. It's been on the interest list for a few weeks now, and I think now could be the actual moment where we get a clean setup. Um, so basically, we created a daily fair value gap today, which we can retrace back into. Once we do get that retracement, if we get a clean setup, something like this, then you enter right there, and boom, all the way down to this swing low. And if you want to hold the trade even longer, I think it's possible that it could reach all the way down here as well. So yeah, I do like this a lot. So New Zealand dollar CHF, Euro New Zealand dollar, both very interesting for tomorrow. And then this one didn't do anything today, so didn't change. So for the crosses, I would really focus on a long on New Zealand dollar CHF, and then on a short on Euro New Zealand dollar, which makes a lot of sense, by the way, right? We're trading the New Zealand dollar, and so right here, New Zealand dollar is going to strengthen against well the Swiss franc, and then right here it's going to weaken compared um, to the euro, basically. So the euro is going to go down compared to the New Zealand dollar. That makes a lot of sense. We're trading two New Zealand dollar pairs, one going higher, one going lower. So that makes a lot of sense. I like the confluence here. It's actually a very interesting case study. Let's see if we can actually deliver. Okay, I'll keep an eye on this one for you guys. And then the JPY pairs, don't like them so much today. All right, the indices, lower prices tomorrow. It's as simple as that. And then on the majors, well, the dollar, I don't want to see lower prices on the dollar tomorrow. If it happens, I'll take a step back, okay? Because that's not what I'm anticipating. But what I want to see are higher prices. And if we do get those higher prices, then take a look at USDCHF going higher from this 4-hour fair value gap right there. Okay, that could be interesting. After that, the metals, we're expecting lower prices for gold until we reach the daily fair value gap. Same thing on silver. Okay, so lower prices on both of them tomorrow. Then on crude oil, lower prices as well until we reach this swing low down here. And in Bitcoin, well, Bitcoin, it does seem more bullish than bearish. I have to admit that. But we are in a third candle consolidation. Oh, sorry. I'm having an internet problem, it seems. All right, it's back. So yeah, we are sweeping the previous week's high, and I think we're gonna have somewhat of a reaction from the 0.75 level, and so that's why I think tomorrow we're gonna get lower prices. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but overall, yeah, I would say lower prices. All right, lads. Well, that's it for tomorrow's forecast. We have a couple good pairs to watch, especially those two crosses that I told you about. I don't know why. I really like the setup here on both of them. So yeah, keep an eye on these, and there could be an interesting opportunity coming up. Other than that, we do have also some interesting developing setups on many pairs. So keep an eye on everything. Trade safe, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, thank you. Ciao.